welcome to a brand new Disneyland Paris vlog series. If you're new here, I'm Abby and this is my channel Abby Ever After, and I'll be travelling to Paris with my fiance Aaron and my best friend and her partner. So today is our travel day, so we are driving down to Heathrow. We are jumping on a plane and we're flying with Air France. We are then going to get the metro along to Disneyland Paris and we're going to jump off at one point just to pop our heads out and see the Eiffel Tower. And then our plan is to continue straight along and then check in to the Santa Fe Hotel. We are staying for 4 nights, so we've got 5 days and we'll be flying home late on Monday. So let's get to the airport. So on the bus. So we have made it through security, we parked the car, got on the Parc and ride, made it through security, and we are now in the terminal. We've grabbed a meal deal from WH Smith's and we're now just waiting for our gate. There is a chance that we're going to have to gate check our bags because the flight is really full. We had the option to check them in already, but we'd rather just take the chance and keep them with us for now.
I can trust you, right? Why you take this one? It's 400. It's 400.
I don't think she's going to ask. Don't press a button. We have made it to Disneyland Paris. We jumped on the quick train after we took the flight. We landed like 25 minutes early, so we took a little chill walk through the airport and then jumped on the quick train. So we are now here and we're going to head to Santa Fe to check in. So we have just checked in to the Santa Fe Hotel, so let's show you around. So you'll first come in the door and there is like luggage and hanging space here, a little safe at the top. There's like a mirror, like a vanity station section there. And then in here you have your bathroom with like sort of like a Cars, like sort of pit stop, American Diner themed light. You've got obviously sink, toilet, and then bath and shower. And then you have these like cone themed lamps. And then the 2 beds, which also have, I believe they're cone themed lamps on top. There is also a fan in the room, which we have on because it's quite hot. There is a TV there, a chest of drawers, a small chair, and then there is a window. And our view is of the walkway that you can take up into the parks. So oh, there's a tree. So we are all packed and we are now heading towards the village and the parks to see what we want to do, see what we want to eat, and see what our plans are. Oh, we're lost. So we had our dinner at the Rainforest Cafe. I had the chicken Louisiana burger, and Aaron, what did you have?
The Rainforest burger.
Ooh, the Rainforest burger. I'll insert some clips of them now. Obviously, if you've been to the Rainforest Cafe before, you'll know there's quite a lot of noise, so I thought it was easiest to film a clip after. So we really enjoyed that, and we are now going to head into the Disneyland Park. Not sure what we're going to do, but it's just nice to get in the park on your travel day. I think the entrance to Disneyland Paris is one of my favourites because this is just so glorious, and I would absolutely love to stay in the Disneyland Hotel one day. And just like that, we are now inside Disneyland Paris. Crazy to think that yesterday we were at work and now we are walking under the Disneyland Railroad and we're gonna see the castle in just a minute. Aaron, how excited are you? Because it's been years since you've been here.
Very excited.
Whoop, whoop. And as you come out, you can now see the castle just right at the end of Main Street, USA. It's so weird because it feels so familiar to the one in Florida, like in Walt Disney World, but everything's just a little different, which I also love, and it's been so long since I've been here. So we have just been in the Emporium and bought both the jackets that we wanted. They had them in our size, so it made sense to get them, and then we're going to continue our way down Main Street. And there it is, Sleeping Beauty's castle. I do think that this is one of the prettier of the castles. Obviously you can't beat the Cinderella castle at Walt Disney World, but this is beautiful. So we took a little trip under the castle to see Maleficent's dragon, and we are now just wandering through Fantasyland. So you have the carousel here, and then just behind you have Dumbo, which is obviously a fan favourite of Aaron's. No, he's terrified of it basically. But of course, what is the first ride I always love to do? It's a Small World. So that is where we are headed for our first ride in Disneyland Paris. And I will say, I think the It's a Small World here is much prettier than in Disney World. You've got the little fountain outside, and then you've got the clock up there, and if you wait until the hour, there is a little surprise that comes out. So we are heading on to Pirates as our second ride of the trip.
Absolument divine. Prends une bagnole, la-t-elle,
What was your thoughts on Pirates?
Awesome.
Really? Did you prefer it to Disney World? Or do you think they're like equally as good but just different?
Both just as good. Yeah.
See, I find that one different because you go up like a big ramp. So just a heads up if maybe that's not your ideal situation. So we are just looking through like the Aladdin bit and sort of I think heading our way back towards the castle. What I really like about the first day in the parks, this sort of first evening, is there isn't anything we really want to do but just be here. So it's like a nice time just to explore and just take in all the magic. I also really enjoy like the steampunk vibes of Discoveryland. I always forget what it's called because I want to call it Tomorrowland because that's almost the name. But I just love the vibe here. It feels so retro and almost like what we thought the future maybe was going to be like, but not quite. And we're just going to pass the Wally statue. And there is Wally and Eve. I don't know why. I absolutely love this statue.
Je ne me sens pas du tout responsable.
Les scanners ont détecté plus de problèmes dans le secteur 9. Aucun doute, c'est l'œuvre de cet abominable criminel, l'ennemi juré de l'Alliance sidérale, l'infâme empereur Zurg. Son armée gros.
We are just walking through one of like the little cool tunnels that runs parallel to Main Street as we are heading out of the parks, and I thought this was a good way just to not get caught up in the fireworks traffic. We're not going to do them tonight because obviously it's our first night and we want to be up tomorrow to do the early magic hours and I guess come back here. How was your day been?
Very good.
Very good. So I think this is probably the end of the vlog. Would you agree for today?
Yeah.
So we are going to walk back now to Santa Fe, so we will see you on the same video tomorrow for our breakfast and extra magic hours. Hello and welcome to our day 2 of our Disneyland Paris trip. Today is our first full day and we are just about to head down to breakfast at La Cantina. I'll just quickly show you what I'm wearing for the day. So of course I'm back with the pink mini ears. I then have on my new Disneyland Paris hoodie that I've bought. I have one similar from Disney World, so it's nice to have like a matching one. And then I am wearing my Minnie and Mickey balloon dress from Little Emporium of Magic. And of course I'm taking my pink Loungefly because it's the only one I brought with me. And we have little Mickey coming with us to the parks today. So let's go. And so here's everything I have got for breakfast. I got some Mickey waffles and some Nutella, some bacon, scrambled egg, a pain au chocolat, some banana cake, this little Mickey shaped cake and some fruit. So we are now walking back towards, I guess, the walkway. Breakfast was really good, but I wanted to show you the floor here at Santa Fe because the paths look like a little road and all of the buildings are this very Tex-Mex vibe, and that is actually our building right ahead, building number 46. So we are on the second floor. And just like that, we are back in Disneyland Park for our first full day. Are you excited, Aaron?
Yeah.
Yeah? Nothing beats a morning walking down Main Street, USA with all of the beautiful music playing as well. It's definitely one of my favourite things to do. If only I could do it every day. So just before we sort of reached the castle, so just back there, we saw that Donald was just about to meet, so we were like 10th in the queue. So we got to meet Aaron's, probably one of his favourite characters already, and you'll notice I swapped my ears over to the little Donald ears so that we could do it. Should we head this way? So I completely forgot yesterday that we completely missed out Frontierland. And I don't know how I did that because it was one of my favourite places in the park last time. But that's what you get for travel day tiredness. So we are going to head towards Big Thunder and Phantom Manor. And I will say, this Big Thunder is definitely my favourite Big Thunder of them all. It just feels so much better, and the fact that you go out into the middle, it's just magical. And there in the far distance you can see Phantom Manor, which is different to the Haunted Mansion if you haven't done that before. Should we go see what the wait time is? Yeah. So we just got off Big Thunder and it was really good. What did you think, Aaron?
It's the wildest ride.
I definitely think that one is much better than Disney World. So we haven't done it since they've reopened it, but I think this one is still probably one of my favourites. So we hopped on over to do Hyperspace Mountain as our last ride of Extra Magic Hours because it was like a 10-minute wait. I forgot how intense that was. I still love it, but I forgot. And I remember on my last trip, I rode it like 3 times in a row. And I'm like, how on earth did I do that? And I think, Aaron, you said that it was a lot better than the one in Disney World, didn't you?
Yeah.
So we are now heading on over to do Phantom Manor, which I'm so excited about because it's been so long since I've done this. And obviously it's just so different to the Haunted Mansion as well. So we have just got off riding Phantom Manor. I feel like we've done so much this morning already, and I grabbed us a virtual queue to meet Mickey Mouse, and that's in about 15 minutes time. So we are just going to make our way over towards Fantasyland, so we're nearby when it is our time to join the queue. been a little while since I updated you all, so we watched the parade. We then went and rode the teacups, which I don't think I filmed anything on. I haven't actually rode them in quite a few years, so that was really exciting to do again. We did get in the queue to do Pirates, but it was a lot longer than advertised, and Aaron just had it pop up that it's nearly our time to go in to meet a Star Wars character from the virtual queue that we have. So we decided that we had to leave because we weren't even in the indoors bit yet. So it was definitely a lot longer than 35 minutes because we'd already waited about 25 at that point. So we are going to go in and do that, and then hopefully we'll meet back up with Emma and Charlie, who are still in the Pirates queue. it's been a little while since I updated, so there will be some pictures to insert. So I think the last you saw from us was we watched the Million Splashes of Colour show, which was really good and we really enjoyed that. We then grabbed a bite to eat, so me and Aaron shared a Mickey like brioche sandwich, and we also had a Mickey beignet to share, and we then, what did we do after that? Oh, and then we then got a silhouette picture of our cat Nacho done to match the ones we have of ourselves from Walt Disney World. And we then headed back to the room for a little bit just to chill, and I put some sun cream on because we did get a little burnt. They do sell it at the resorts, but it will send you back just under €20. So maybe pack it and don't be silly like us and forget it. And we've now just headed back into the parks ahead of our reservation at Walt's. So this is what it's like at Walt's restaurant. This is where you go to check in, just off of Main Street, and as you can see there are lots and lots of photos from Walt's childhood all the way through to his adulthood, and there is this lovely bust of him as well. The menu is sort of a fixed menu, and you can have this if you have the meal plan. So we had the meal plan, so this was included for us, and there are lots and lots of great things on the menu that you can enjoy, and it's fixed at €55 if you're paying for it. Well, like I said, it's on the plan. We did buy these pins that you can just see now, and this was my starter, which was the chicken pot pie, and all the plates here had little Mickeys on. My main was the mac and cheese, and for pudding I had the pineapple upside down cake, and then Aaron had the lemon meringue pie, which had this little Mickey on the top. So we had a lovely dinner at Walt's. We then went and did Buzz Lightyear, and I did much better than yesterday, which makes me think there was something wrong with my little shooter gun. And we have now just got off Dumbo, which I love doing, and I do think doing it at this sort of twilight time is my favourite because you just get to see all the lights in the water, and it's really, really pretty. We are now going to head and try and do Indiana Jones before the fireworks, and then we will have pretty much ticked off all of the rides that we wanted to do. We haven't done Autopia because it's not really our vibe. We also haven't done, I forget what it's called, but like the Orbit Flyer one as well in Discovery Land. This is again not really us. We don't do Peter Pan's flight. We did it a lot longer in Disney World, and they're sort of all the same. The only one we haven't done as well is Pinocchio, because it had quite a long wait. If we get it another day a bit shorter, we might do it. But if we do Indiana, we've pretty much ticked off all of the ones that we wanted to do in Disneyland Park, which is amazing. We are now sat on Main Street, ready for the fireworks in about 50 minutes time. Good morning and welcome to day 3. I didn't end it last night, but we did Indiana Jones, which was not really my fave. Not sure I would rush to do that again. And we then watched the fireworks from Main Street, which was really magical, and we then obviously headed back to the hotel. So we are now just heading to breakfast today. It is also Emma's birthday, which is really exciting, and I think we are heading to Adventure World. So I have my Frozen outfit on, so I have my blue aqua Arendelle ears, I have this The Cold Never Bothered Me Anyway t-shirt from Disney World, and my white skirt on from Uniqlo. So yeah, let's go grab some breakfast. So we have made it into Adventure World, and we are just walking through, and I think this is supposed to be a really good quick service. If you are rope dropping, I would say be really careful in this area because it's quite dark and there are a lot of people running, so just watch yourself because unfortunately no one stops people running even though you're not supposed to. Our first ride of the day is Crush's Coaster. Are you excited? Yeah? So this was down last time I came for a long refurb, so this is another one that I haven't done, and I'm really excited because I know that this is like the only park in the world that you can do this ride, so we had to make sure this was our priority for today. Even though I am all frozen up, this was top of our list to do because the wait time it gets crazy. So we did Crush's, which was absolutely amazing, and it's already now a 60-minute wait as we've come out. So I definitely recommend going and getting on that straight away. Frozen's actually down at the moment, so we definitely made the right. So we're in a little but yeah, it was really similar, I feel like, to a mix of Space Mountain and Guardians from Disney World. So if you've done both of those, it's like them combined. So really enjoyed that. And we have now just walked past Toy Story and are heading down to do Ratatouille. And it almost feels like we are in the France Pavilion of Epcot.
Always comes to those who love to cook, but not to those who are ready to love. Chef Remy is waiting for you. This way. Oh, here they are, Remy. Des invités pour le dîner.
Yes, here. Hein? Vous n'aurez pas idée, hein? Au commun? Non. A simple omelet? Too simple.
Voilà.
Mais oui, that's it!
just got off Ratatouille, and I think it's better in 2D. What do you think, Aaron?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I feel like you actually have to enjoy the ride a bit more, and especially because I wear my glasses, it's harder when you're wearing a second pair of glasses. But we just sat by the Ratatouille fountain, and if you pay attention to this, there are lots of little hidden rats around, and the spouts of the fountain are actually champagne bottles. And opposite this is a tunnel, and if you look at the top, you can see Gaston up there, and you have a really good view of the Bistro Chez Remy with the little Chez Remy sign, and you have the ride in the background. So this is a really good spot just to sit and chill for a little while if you're looking for a place. Oh, did you see Olaf waving?
Saluta Georgia!
So we just met Mickey in his Adventure World outfit, which was really cute, and we are now heading into the world of Frozen, and we were just on this large bridge, and it's just before the show, which I didn't realise, and we got to see the boat with Sven and Olaf coming in, which was really exciting. And I mean, it was a way better view than what we'd have got if we waited just down here. I'll show you what the crowds look like. So definitely time it a couple minutes before, because that's the queues there, whereas on like the big green bridge it was literally empty, and you can see it from there. So that's my little tip of the day for you.
Is it some magic? I think it might be your coronation day today. Would you like a little? Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for staying with us. I think your outfit is beautiful. It is perfect for a journey up the North Mountain. Yeah. I have enough representation. Wow. That is beautiful. If you see Olaf, you'll have to show him that. Yeah. I really love it. And have you been up the North Mountain yet today? Well, if you do, make sure you say hello to our friend. Oh, we have all the supplies you could ever need. You need a good warm coat. It is a little chilly out there. Sorry about that. And he has everything you might need. And you can drink some hot chocolate. I think it's so cool for you. Of course, that's a very good idea. Should we freeze this moment? Of course. I think these are sweet cheese. And one more time. And this one. Very great, goodness. So we grabbed some lunch and we are now heading on flight 4. So we just got off flight 4, and I think the unanimous agreement that it was terrifyingly fun. I actually feel like I've got tears stained on my eyes, but we're now going for something a little more calmer, and we are going to do web slingers. Let's give it a go.
Comment ça va? Je suis Peter Parker. Ici chez Web, on a accès à une super technologie, comme le vibranium du Wakanda ou ce fluide extraterrestre dément. On a les particules de Pym et Startech. Ça nous permet de développer des trucs incroyables, comme ces petits speederboats par exemple. Regardez, c'est super, ils peuvent même se dupliquer tout seuls. Se dupliquer tout seuls? Parce qu'ils sont incroyables. Petit, arrête de faire ça, c'est bon. Mais si vous êtes là, c'est pour nous aider à tester le nouveau véhicule Singer. Grâce à son protecteur, vous lancerez vos propres toiles d'araignée, comme on voit Spider-Man.
So we have just come off Web Slingers. One thing we have found this trip is that the wait time seems to be a lot longer than advertised. That's supposed to be about 40 minutes, but we waited about over an hour in the end. So it was fun, but I'm not sure I would have chosen to have waited a whole hour. We are just walking past Pym Kitchen now, which we will be having for dinner tomorrow, so I'm very much looking forward to that. We want to stay for the fireworks, so we're thinking about just having some chill time in the parks now, so we might try and catch one of like the musical stage shows, but also just see what else maybe there is that we want to do, maybe pop into some shops or something. We'll see. So we just grabbed these really fun Magnum ice creams from the little ice cream shop by the Tower of Terror. So we went for the Sheriff Woody one because they didn't have the frozen one in stock. But this looks really, really fun, and this was, I believe, €6? I think it was like €6, so not too bad for a Magnum that's customised. So we just watched the Pixar show and it was actually really, really good. I would highly, highly recommend watching that, and I feel like the tunes will definitely get stuck in your head for the rest of the day. We have just hopped back into World Premiere to grab some dinner because we want to use one of our meal plan credits, and this is sort of one of the only places here in Adventure that you can use. There's a lot more options in Disneyland Park, but we just didn't feel like park swapping, and there's options here that we would eat, so it sort of made sense. So Aaron is just grabbing those now, and then I will show you what we've got. So I have gone for the Star chicken nuggets and chips, and Aaron got chips and one of the beef burgers, and we both got a sugar-free cherry Coke. We finished our dinner, which was really nice. We popped into the shop and grabbed a couple more pins, because if you know us, we grab pins quite a lot, and we are now just walking through the Toy Story area, which is actually really sweet. We've got the parachute drop there with Tower Terror in the background, and then right in front of us is RC Racers, and then to that way will be Slinky Dog. So we just did the little Slinky Dog ride as like a little calm one after dinner, which was really fun, and RC Racer is now down to half an hour. It's been about like 50 minutes all day, so we are just hopping straight on that, and the queue here is really fun. It sort of looks like a little Scalextrics game. Look!
Veuillez vous annoncer quelque chose de très important. Je suis venu vous dire qu'aujourd'hui, on va danser. Presque. Je suis venu vous dire qu'on va danser. Voilà, that's more like it. Yes, l'Avengers Campus devient officiellement le dance floor le plus stylé de tout le 7-7. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. So let's rewind our VCRs back to the best decade ever, the 1990s. Yeah! On fait ses buffalo, on se lèche le mulet, on assume les jeans à trous. Ici, il n'y a pas de jugement, il n'y a que des crampes et de la musique. Quel est fallait? Tout le monde, on a Nana, on a Mono, c'est mon crew. Nana! On my shoulders, at the end of the day, I might make you remember my name. Make you remember my name.
So we did Tower of Terror as well, which was really fun. I really enjoyed that. And we've sort of just taken a slow wander over into Adventure Way. We found the Winnie the Pooh and the 101 Dalmatians bench, and I have now grabbed a mojito and Aaron's a piece of beer. We're just sat on a bench and trying to work out what we're going to do next. I mean, we've got a good spot, so we might just wait here for a bit. For the nighttime show, it's sort of in just under 2 hours, so we to just sit and chill. We've had a whole day at the park. I don't think either of us would mind just sitting. So yeah, we'll make a decision. And welcome to our final day in Disneyland Paris. Now you might be thinking, hold on, have I missed a day? Yes, there is a day missing because unfortunately I was not feeling too good yesterday. Someone was smoking by me when I was waiting for the Cascade of Lights show, and it really badly triggered my asthma, so I sort of had a day in bed yesterday, but it was also really wet, so even if I was in the parks I probably wouldn't have vlogged. But I don't feel too bad. I pretty much have done all the rides that I wanted to do, so it wasn't like I feel like I greatly missed out yesterday. Aaron, Emma and Charlie had a really good day yesterday. Emma and Charlie went to Pym's and I managed to get a book in for me and Aaron for today, so I'll still get to do that, which I'm really excited about. So we've just finished packing up all of our stuff. My bags are down there waiting, and we're going to drop them off at bag check and then head to breakfast for breakfast and then head into the parks. So after breakfast we met Pluto at the resort, and we are now just heading down Main Street USA and are going to hopefully get on Big Thunder. But it's a bit wet if you can't tell, and there is the castle behind a very sad grey sky. Of course it's always wet and gloomy on your last day, isn't it? So we have done Big Thunder, and Aaron's managed to get us like virtual queue to meet the Zootopia characters later, so that's really exciting. We are now going to do some like the inside walkthrough bits, just because it's a bit wet and we've sort of been saving them to do on a day like today. So we are first going to head into the Passage of Aladdin. Where are you off to? Jasmine. We are now heading upstairs in the castle, which isn't something you can do in a lot of the other parks, to see all of the stained glass windows which tell the story of Sleeping Beauty. So we start over here with her parents, and there is a little storybook that tells the story, but it is in French. So if you know the story, you're good. And then we have the fairies crowning the crown, and the king over here, all happy. But then, Maleficent. And so here we see the parents burning all the spinning wheels, and you can actually see one here in the fireplace. And there is Maleficent sending her guards. And there's also some tapestries here as well, but you also get to see just how beautiful it is inside the whole of the castle. So there is Aurora when she is Briar Rose, and this is when she meets Maleficent, who gives her a spinning wheel. And then over here we have this tapestry which has little lights on it, creating her sleep, and the spinning wheel there is spinning around on its own accord. And then Maleficent traps the prince, and the fairy godmothers come out to try and rescue her. Then here we have Prince Philip breaking through all the vines to try and save Princess Aurora, and here he is fighting the Maleficent dragon on another beautiful tapestry. And then there is a lovely statue of Aurora and Prince Philip, and the final stained glass window when he gives her the true love's kiss. And they all lived happily ever after. Tokyo, and we are now heading on over to Adventure World as we have Pym's Kitchen booked for lunch. What else are we doing? And then we've got our Zootopia meet done as well. And then we'll just see what else we can get done whilst we are in that park. It is very packed in World Premiere at the moment. I think it's because everyone's sort of waiting out the rain, which I mean it is a good spot too, but it sort of makes it a bit of a bottleneck with everyone just hanging around, and they're not always on the edges. Some of them do like to stand in the middle, but we are now heading out of it into the glorious, still wet weather. Excited? Wave, Aaron.
Et je serai votre guide pour vous faire découvrir la 66 en compagnie de mon ami Rose Ramirez.
Les amis, il n'y a qu'un mot pour décrire cet écrou. Cachao!
Route 66. Ah, nous y voilà.
Bien, nous allons marquer un court arrêt dans le canyon. Veuillez rester assis et garder les mains et les bras à l'intérieur du train. Merci.
All right, everybody. We're making a short scheduled stop here in the canyon. Please remain seated and keep your hands and arms inside the ground.
C'est un petit bout de Paris.
So we just watched Mickey and the Magician, which was really good, although I do think I preferred the Pixar show because this is quite similar to Believe, if you've done that show on any of the Disney cruises that have it. So for us, Pixar was quite new, whereas it felt quite similar to stuff we'd already seen before, but I still highly recommend watching it. I'm not saying it's bad in any way. And we're now just looking at wait times to see maybe what our last couple of rides are going to be on the trip. One of our last rides is the Tower of Terror. I really love this ride no matter which park it's in, but you definitely get a bigger drop here in Paris.
Qu'est-ce qu'on a sur les missiles?
Retrieving warhead data.
Tu as réussi à déchiffrer le système de guidage des ogives? C'est notre meilleure chance de mettre en place une contre-mesure.
I'm still running multiple scans of the weapons targeting system to inform your countermeasure.
Alors continue de scanner et tant qu'il y est, calcule les chances de réussite si j'y vais et que je m'occupe de moi-même.
Data indicates that you will be annihilated if you attempt to take on the missiles by yourself. My calculations conclude that the success of this mission now depends on these recruits.
Bon, j'ai pas envie de me faire brutaliser. Les recrues sont la clé de la victoire, mais je ne dirai pas non à quelques renforts. Voyons qui est disponible dans l'équipe.
Who else did you have in mind to assist you?
And just like that, our time in the parks is over. Our last ride was Avengers Flight Force. We did try to do Rapunzel, but unfortunately it went down whilst we were in the queue. But we are just going to head into the world of Disney just to take a look, and I am going to pick up a Bigfoot plushie as my final purchase of the trip. So let's go inside. So it's obviously a little while later from when you last saw me popping into the world of Disney. It's actually 2 days later and I've had 2 days back at work already. But I just wanted to come on and end the vlog and say we had an absolutely lovely trip. I did go to the Walt Disney and get my Romy Bigfoot plush, which I'm really excited about, and I will be doing a whole haul video, so look out for that coming shortly. But the trip was amazing. I know I had a day where I didn't feel too great, but nonetheless I was still in the magic, and I couldn't have done anything at that point to have not got sick after what had happened. But I made the most of it. Aaron, Emma and Charlie all made the most of it, and we all had an absolutely amazing trip. We went to the train station after you last saw me. We headed back to the resort, picked up our bags, Popped over to train station, we got on our train, which had been slightly delayed, so we had a bit longer in the parks than expected. We then were at the airport, got through security and everything, and they weren't doing any of the ESS stuff, so we got through a lot quicker than expected. We flew out of Terminal 2E, and just a word of warning if you were also doing this, there isn't like any fast food or restaurant options. It's only like Starbucks and Pret a Manger for food, and others like sandwich type shops. So I sort of wish we had picked up McDonald's on the other side before we came through security. So just something to be aware of if you wanted dinner, because our flight was at 9 o'clock, so we got to the airport about 7, like 6:45, something like that, and we hadn't had dinner yet. So definitely either eat before you head over or eat before you go through security. Our flight landed early, so we were back in the UK by 9 PM. Everything went smoothly, got through security really quick. We dropped off Emma and Charlie at home, and we were back home and in bed by like 11:15, and then I was back at work the next day. So definitely stay tuned for our haul, and if you like Disney trips, we have loads of other Disney vlogs from Disney Cruises and Disney World on our channel. And next year our Disney honeymoon will be a Disney cruise to Alaska, so there'll be lots of content coming up about that shortly too. And head over to my Instagram and my TikTok for sort of more regular Disney content as well. Thanks for watching, we hope you enjoyed it.